with the addition of a luck stat. This time named Arcane, Elden Ring follows in the footsteps of the earlier titles in the Souls series. This attribute controls both the rate at which bleed activates and your item discovery, which raises the likelihood that items will drop from foes. With a greater arcane stat, an adversary will bleed for the same amount of damage, but more quickly. It was difficult to justify investing in luck, because previous Souls games typically only had one weapon that scaled with the stat. But Elden Ring makes a positive difference, potentially making Arcane the best stat in the game, when combined with the potency of bleed. Here are some of the best weapons in Elden Ring, including the best arcane weapons. A remembering weapon, or Elden Ring's take on boss weapons, is Morgott's Cursed Sword. For those looking to emulate Morgott, this curved greatsword is an excellent option. You may also buy his attire from the finger reader in the Round Table Hold. Another dexterity weapon with some arcane scaling is the Cursed Sword, which, because to the advantage of its bleed effect, can become quite potent with more arcane. Morgott's Cursed Sword is a good option for a weapon, whether for cosplay or everyday use, and despite its rainbow hue, it is hardly the most bizarre item Elden Ring has to offer. The Bloody Chalice is another weapon that scales with both dexterity and arcane, and it may be your best bet if you're searching for a powerful bleed weapon. When paired with the bleed effect, the weapon skill's ability to dodge back before poking an opponent can be incredibly potent. The Chalice is a member of the heavy thrusting swords weapon class in Elden Ring. They have the advantage that you can use a shield to block while using this weapon to attack. On the Atlas Plateau, among the Writhed-Blood ruins, is where you can find the Bloody Chalice. Due to its high damage and very efficient weapon skill, the Marais Executioner's sword is ideal for a strength user who wants to dabble with arcane. But it also makes a great weapon for an arcane build. This sword shares telekinesis with the regalia of Eachade. Because it is the bigger brother, it is especially satisfying to use their own attacks against them, because the bell-bearing hunters actually utilize the Marais Executioner's sword against you. The boss of the region drops it at the Shaded Castle, where it can be found. For those who want a long effective range without sacrificing damage, the Great Spear class of weapons is helpful. With its sick weapon art and ability to rapidly and efficiently kill high-level adversaries, Mohgwyn's Sacred Spear excels in that capacity. Bleed is one of Elden Ring's most potent status effects, and this weapon amplifies that fact further by highlighting the effect's prevalence in PvP. Another weapon that can be obtained by exchanging the remembrance of the appropriate bosses with the finger reader in the Round Table Hold is Mohgwyn's Sacred Spear. In Elden Ring, katanas are one of the more well-liked weapon classes, and Rivers of Blood may be second only to Moonveil in terms of popularity. Another weapon whose scaling with arcane is not particularly good, instead, it scales primarily with dexterity, yet a high arcane stat makes the weapon significantly more potent. Rivers of Blood does bleed damage, and has one of the finest weapon talents in the game. It can cause enemies to bleed in 3 to 4 hits, continuing the tradition of earlier weapons that scale with arcane. How effective this item is may be shown from the large amount of PvP participants who have picked it. Kill Bloody Finger Akina in the mountaintops of the Giants region, in the far north of the map, if you want it for yourself.